all devotees. Today we continue Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna. Today we continue Srimad Bhagavatam and to second chapter 7, schedule incarnation, and we try to understand Shloka Kramanka 38 and 39. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्ति भवती नैष्टिकी। हरे कृष्णा। श्लोक क्रमांक 38 and 39. यर्हि आलेषु अपि सतां न हरेः कथाः स्युः
यर्हि आलयेषु अपि सतां न हरेः कथासु।
पाषण्डिनः द्विजजनाः वृषलानुद्रेवाः
पाषण्डिनः द्विजजनाः वृषलाः नरदेवाः।
स्वाहा स्वधा वषट् इति स्म गिरः न यत्र
स्वाहा स्वधा वसत इति स्म गिरः न यत्र।
शास्तः भविष्यति कलि भगवान् युग अन्ते
शास्ता भविष्यति कलेः भगवान् युग अन्ते।
सर्गे तपहं ऋषयः न वये प्रजयिष्ठाः
सर्गे तपः अहं ऋषयः नव नव ये
प्रजेष्ठाः
प्रजेशाः।
स्थाने अथ धर्ममख मन्व मनु अमर अविनीशाः
स्थाने अथ धर्ममखमनु अमर अवनीशः।
अन्ते तु अधर्म अहरम अह धर्म हरम मन्युवशा असुर आद्या
अन्ते तु धर्मः हरमन्युः। अन्ते तु अधर्मः हरमन्युवश असुर अध्याः।
अधर्म हर मन्यु वशा माया विभूतया इमः पुरुषक्ति भाज
माया विभूतय इमा पुरुषशक्तिभाजः।
यर्हि आलयेषु अपि सतां न हरे कथाः स्युः
यर्हि आलयेषु अपि सतां न हरे कथा स्युः।
स्युः पाषण्डिनः द्विजजनाः वृषलाः नृदेवाः
पाषण्डिनः द्विजजनाः वृषला नृदेवाः।
स्वहा स्वधा वषट् इति स्म गिरः न यत्र
स्वाहा स्वदा वषट् इति स्म गिरः न यत्र।
शास्तः भविष्यति कलेः भगवान् युग अन्ते
शास्ता भविष्यति कलेः भगवान् युग अन्ते।
सर्गे तपहं ऋषयः न वये प्रजेशाः
सर्गे तपः अहं ऋषयः नवये प्रजेशाः।
स्थाने अथ धर्ममख मनो अमर अवनीशाः
स्थाने अथ धर्ममख मनु अमर अवनीशाः।
अन्ते तु अधर्म अहरत् मन्यु वशात् वश असुरा आद्याः
अन्ते तु अधर्म हरमन्यो वश असुर आद्या।
माया विभूतयः इमाः पुरुषक्तिभाजः
माया विभूतय इमाः पुरुषक्तिभाजः।
यर्हि आलेष्वपि सतां न हरे कथा स्युः पाषण्डिनः द्विजजनाः वृषला नृदेवाः स्वास्वदा वषट् इति स्म गिरः न यत्र शास्ता भविष्यति कले भगवान् युग अन्ते सर्गे तप ऋषय नवये प्रजेशाः स्थाने अत धर्मम धर्ममक मनु अमर अविनाश निशाः अन्ते तु अधर्म हर मनु मनु अवशा असुरादयाः माया विभूतये इमा पुरुषक्ति भाज. हरे
हरे
कृष्ण.
कृष्णा। यर्हि आलये अश्रु अपि सतां न हरेः कथा स्युः पाषण्डिनः द्विजजनाः वृषलानृदेवाः स्वाधा स्वधा वषट् इति स्म गिराः न यत्र शास्ता भविष्यति कलेः भगवान् युग अन्ते सर्गे तपः अहं ऋषयः नवये प्रजेशाः स्थाने अथ मनु अमर अवनिशाः अन्ते तु धर्महर मन्युवश असुर आद्याः माया विभूतयः इमाः पुरुषक्तिभाजः.
Translation and purport by the Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thereafter, at the end of Kali-yuga, when there exist no topics on the subject of God, even at the residences of so-called saints and respectable gentlemen of the three higher caste, and when the power of government is transferred to the hands of ministers elected from the low-born śūdras class or those less than them, and when nothing is known of the techniques of sacrifice, even by word, at that time the Lord will appear as the supreme chastiser. At the beginning of creation, there are penance, myself Brahma, and the Prajapatis, the great sages, who generate. Then during the maintenance of the creation, there are Lord Vishnu, the demigods with controlling powers, and the kings of different planets. But at the end, there is a religion, and then Lord Shiva, and the atheist, full of anger, etc. All of them are different representative manifestation of the energy of the supreme power, the Lord. Purport. Mm. The symptoms of worst conditions of the material world at the last stage of this age called Kali-yuga are stated here. The sum and substance of such condition is godlessness. Even the so-called saints and higher caste of the social orders, generally known as the dvija-janas or the twice born, will become atheists. As such, all of them will practically forget even the holy name of the Lord. And what to speak of his activities, the higher caste of society, namely the intelligent class of men guiding the destinies of the social orders, the administrative class of men guiding the law and order of the society, and the productive class of men guiding the economic development of the society, must all be properly well versed in knowledge of the Supreme Lord, knowing factually his name, quality, pastime, entourage, paraphernalia, and personalities. The saints and the higher caste or orders of the society are judged by their proportion of knowledge in the science of God or Tattva Gyan, and not by any kind of birthright or bodily designations. Such designations without any knowledge of the science of God and practical knowledge of devotional service are considered to be all decorations of dead bodies. And when there is too much inflation of these decorated dead bodies in society, there develop so many anomalies in the progressive, peaceful life of the human being because of the lack of training or culture in super section of the social orders. They are no more to be designated as the dvija-janas or the twice born. The significance of being twice born has been explained in many places in these great literatures. And again, one is reminded here with that birth executed by sex life of the other and the mother is called animal birth, but such animal birth and progress of life on the animal principles of eating, sleeping, fearing, and mating, without any scientific culture of spiritual life, is called the Shudra life. Or to be more explicit, the uncultured life of the lower class of men. It is stated herein that the governmental power of society in the Kali-yuga will be passed over to the uncultured, godless laborer classes of men, and thus the Nrudevas or the ministers of the government will be the Vrshalas or the uncultured lower class men of society. No one can expect any peace and prosperity in human society full of uncultured lower classes of men. The symptoms of such uncultured social animals are already in vogue, and it is the duty of the leaders of men to take note of it and try to reform the social order by introducing the principles of twice born men trained in the science of God consciousness. This can be done by expanding the culture of Srimad Bhagavatam all over the world. In the degraded condition of human society, the Lord incarnates as the Kalki avatar and kills all the demonic without mercy. The material world is created by the energy of the Lord, which is manifested in the beginning of the creation by the penance of Brahmaji, the first living being in the creation. And then there are the nine Prajapatis known as great sages in the stage when the creation is maintained. There are devotional service to Lord Vishnu and factual religion, the different demigods and the kings of different planets who maintain the world. At last, when the creation is preparing to wind up, there is first principle of irreligion. Then Lord Shiva, along with the atheist, full of anger. But all of them are but different manifestations of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh, Shiva, are different incarnation of the different modes of material nature. Vishnu is the Lord of mode of goodness. Brahma is the Lord of mode of passion. And Shiva is the Lord of the mode of ignorance. Ultimately, the material creation is but a temporary manifestation meant to give the chance of liberation to the conditioned souls who are entrapped in the material world. One one who develops the mode of goodness under the protection of Lord Vishnu has the greatest chance of being liberated by following the Vishnu principle and thus being promoted to the kingdom of God, no more to return to this miserable material world. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकय चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवाञ्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांच नमो ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा. Today we continue Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2nd, Chapter 7, Schedule Incarnation, and we try to understand Shloka Kramanka 38 and 39. Here, in 38 Shloka, what is the condition when at the end of the Kali-yuga that describing here. And uh, there is no uh, designation by any kind of birth, right, or bodily designation. Such the designation without knowledge of the science of God and practical knowledge of devotional service. In 39 shloka, they describing about the three modes of good, uh, three modes of gunas, means uh, uh, Brahmaji is the in the mode of goodness, passion, and Vishnu who sustains this manifested prakriti or nature or um, they is in the mode of goodness, and at the time of annihilation, the Shivji is in the mode of uh, ignorance, and that here they're describing. And uh, and this material creation is but a temporary manifestation, and that give to the chance who wants and develop mode of goodness and uh, wants to go to the supreme personality of Godhead. Prabhuji will tell us in nicely. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mataji. As we understand how Brahmaji is teaching Narada about initially the terrible condition of human society in Kali Yuga, and then the purpose behind creation, how Lord controls creation, maintenance, destruction through his energies. So Bhagavatam is not just a history of the Lord's incarnations. It is a guidebook for living in a confused age. By hearing such verses, we come to understand the plan of God behind everything, and we learn how to protect ourselves and others from degradation and how to use this world for liberation. And that is what we are seeing today, the Kali Yuga's decline and the Supreme Lord's arrangement. So, as we see in the 30th shloka, there are symptoms of the age, Kali Yuga. People forget the name, fame, activities of Supreme Lord. Even dvija-janaha, that firstborn, they neglect the holy name. So, government and authority has passed into the hands of godless śūdras and even lower men. Rulers are selfish, corrupt, often violent. Sacrifices, that is yagyas, austerities, charity, it has simply disappeared. Instead, society is glorifying eating, sleeping, meeting, and fearing. So hypocrisy is increasing, and even religious leaders are seen to become materialistic. Now, when we go to the 12th canto, we'll be seeing it more detail in the second chapter, wherein the symptoms of Kali Yuga are there, especially the short life, the quarrelsome nature, pollution, false teachers, and broken families. And if you try to understand what is the cause behind all this, why Kali Yuga is progressing so rapidly, we come to the final point, and that is where we are suffering is the kind of education we are having, which is without God. The modern educational system, it is teaching how to exploit matter, not how to know the self. Children learn about planets, about machines, about AI, but not about their own soul. And Ishopanishad wants that such knowledge is actually ignorance when it ignores the Lord. And anyone who is indulging simply into such kind of materialistic knowledge seeking behavior is actually Atmaha, the killer of the soul. And the result of all this, the result of godlessness, constant mental anxiety. People live like machines, running after money, pleasure, fame. Even wealthy nations, experience depression and loneliness because they lack spiritual shelter. I was talking in the morning to some members, and it was very profound to hear a statement. What is the use of money when you cannot sleep as you like? What is the use of money when you cannot do what you want? What is the use of money when you slog overnight? What is the use of money when you get 2 cents in gift? What is the use of money when you don't get what you want? Think and change. Don't say can't. Simply say chant. Chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Because that is why what this shloka is highlighting is such poor, terrible condition where reformation of society is required, and that is possible only through Bhagavatam culture. Srila Prabhupada used to say that civilization without God is like decorating a dead body. So only spiritual culture can save humanity, nothing else. True progress is to awaken bhakti. Progress is hearing. Progress is chanting. Progress is remembering the Lord. So a society that centers on kirtan, prasad, scriptural study can thrive even in Kali-yuga. And that is why you will find all over the world these special villages are being created. Like in Mumbai, near Mumbai, we have got the Govardhan Eco Village. In South also, we have such places. So what is important is to perform duties in Krishna consciousness. Krishna, in third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 30th shloka, he gives a very important instruction to Arjuna, which actually is an instruction for us. Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatma chetasa nirashihi nirmamah bhutva yuddhasya vigatajvaraha. So Krishna is saying, surrender all your works to me. Fight without proprietorship or lethargy. So devotees must perform duties like soldiers, steady, disciplined, always remembering Krishna. And this attitude brings about nirmamatva, freedom from mind, and vigatajvara, freedom from reluctance and feverish anxiety. And even if early practice seems imperfect, Krishna assures us in the next shloka that steady faith purifies us. So there is no loss in making a trial. Ye me matamidam nityam anutishtanti manava shraddhavantah anasuyantah muchyante te karmabhihi. So we should simply have full faith in Krishna, and Krishna takes care of everything, like the whole management of creation, which he is doing as is being highlighted to us in the 39th shloka. So Krishna has three functions. Creation. So for that, Krishna inspires Brahma to create living beings through penance and prajapatis. Maintenance. So Lord Vishnu, in the mode of goodness, preserves cosmic order through demigods, righteous kings, mode of sattva. And then destruction. So when irreligion increases, Lord Shiva and atheistic forces end the world or sections of it. So there are energies behind the process. Brahma works in the Rajoguna, passion. Vishnu works in Satoguna, goodness. And Shivji works in Tamoguna, ignorance. Yet all are acting on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. In fact, this purpose of creation itself is different. This material world is temporary. It is like a rehabilitation center for the conditioned soul. The aim is not to settle here, but to reform consciousness and return back to the spiritual kingdom. So devotee sees every aspect of creation, trees, rivers, animals, as connected with Krishna and uses them in his service. So when we see the world is being maintained, a devotee has a different perspective. Because creation is easy, annihilation most easy, but maintenance is the most difficult of the three processes. Creation destructions are sudden, but sustaining dharma, it requires patience, it requires discipline. So household life can be auspicious if centered on devotional service, deity worship, study of scriptures, and prasad sevana. And without Krishna at the center, family life actually becomes a struggle of expectations and disappointment. So what we have right now is a golden opportunity in Kali-yuga. So Kali lasts 472,000 years. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has opened a 10,000-year golden period through Sankirtana. Even amidst degradation, chanting Hare Krishna, reading Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, associating with devotees, it gives protection and joy. Morning we were hearing some lecture and the preacher there was telling us how he thought COVID has become an important milestone from devotional service perspective. Because post-COVID, even youngsters have started seeking modes of self-realization. The number of people attending discourses has increased, the footfalls in temples have increased. So whatever Krishna does with a purpose. We simply have to open our eyes and we have to try to understand the purpose through the medium of a right guru who guides us. So what these two shlokas are giving us are practical applications. First and foremost, what we need is a regulated lifestyle. We should rise early, chant, hear Bhagavatam, offer food to Krishna, minimize material distractions. Secondly, leadership with integrity. Teachers, parents, administrators, they must model good godly character. Thirdly, family has to develop as an ashram. We should keep our home clean, calm, devoted, and then creation and maintenance become spiritual. And fourthly, we have to serve in our position. Whether we are student, whether we are professionals, parents, work as Krishna's servant, not as controller. So these two shlokas are conveying two timeless lessons. Without God consciousness, society sinks into chaos. With bhakti, even Kali Yuga becomes auspicious. Secondly, creation, sustenance, destructions are the Lord's tools to guide the soul back to Him. So let us recognize the Lord's plan behind this world. Live a disciplined, Krishna-centered life. Use the golden opportunity of Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtana to escape Kali's darkness and attain the eternal service of the Supreme Lord.